Hello, I am Palak Wadadia, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the topic that is if and if-else statement from unit number 2, that is Python decision making and loops. So let's start our session with the Python decision making. Decision structure evaluates multiple expressions which produce the true or false as a outcome. Then you need to determine which action that you want to take when the outcome is true and which action that you want to take when the outcome is false. Python programming language assumes any non-zero and non-null value as a true, and if it is either zero or null, then it is assumed as a false value. That means whenever the outcome is true, at that time you will get some non-zero value. And whenever the outcome is false, at that time you will get 0, or you can say it's a null value. Now we will discuss some Python decision making statements. The first statement is if statement. An if statement consists of a Boolean expression that is followed by the one or more statements. So after if statement, see, you can write one statement or more than one statement. Now the second is if-else statement. And in if statement can be followed by the optional else statement, which is execute when the Boolean expression is false. The third is if, elif and else statement. The same as the if-else statement, here also the if statement can be followed by the optional elif statement and else statement. That means here first the if condition is evaluated, then if it is not true, then and then the elif condition will evaluate. And if it is not true, then and then the else statement, or we can say the else condition, is evaluated. Now the fourth one, that is the nested if statement. Here you can use the if or else if statement inside the another if or else if statements. Now the syntax for the if statement is if, then test expression, and then it's a statement S. So the statement S will execute whenever the test expression is true. If the test expression is false, then the statement S will not execute it. In Python, the body of if statement is indicated by the indentation. Indentation, that means here you can observe some space. This space is known as an indentation. So this indentation indicates that this is what it's a body of the if statement. Now the body starts with the indentation and the first unindented line marked as a AND. So if you write any instruction that start with this arrow, then this indicates that is the AND of that if loop. Now as we know that the Python interprets the non-zero value as a true and none or zero are interpreted as a false value. Now next we will discuss the one flow chart for the if statement. See, as we discussed here, if the test expression is true, then and then the body of if will evaluate it. And if the test expression is false, then the body of if will not execute it. Next we will discuss that is if-else statement. So the syntax for the if-else statement is if, then some test expression is there, and if it is true, then the body of if will execute it. Else, then the body of else. So if-else statement evaluates the test expression and it will execute the body of if only when the test condition is true. Otherwise, it will execute the body of else statement. Now next we will discuss the flow chart for the if-else statement. See, as we discussed, first of all, the test expression is evaluated. If it is a true, then the body of if will execute, and if it is a false, then the body of else will execute. Now based on that, we will discuss some more programs. Now here we are writing a one code that is to check the number is even or we can say it's a odd. So in this code, the user will enter the number and then the code will check whether that number is even or not. If it is even, then the code will print the entered number is what? It's an even number. And if it is odd, then code will print that is the given number is what? It's a odd number. See, simple what we have to do. First of all, we just take a one variable, that is I'm just taking right now it's a num. Then I'm taking integer and here input because user will enter the number. So here we just write enter the number. Now to check the number is even or odd, we have to write one if condition, and here the condition is what? Num modulus of 2. If you remember, then we have studied the modulus operator when we study the arithmetic operators. The modulus operator gives us the remainder, and when any number is modulus with the 2 and if the remainder is 0, then definitely that number is what? It's an even number. And if the modulus is non-zero, that means that number is what? It's an odd number. So one simple condition I am writing, that is num modulus of 2. And if it is equal to 0, then code should print that is num is even number. Otherwise, that is else print num is odd number. Now let's execute this code. Run, then run, and it's what? It's a test file. So here, for example, user enters the 4, then yes, 4 is the even number. Now let's see the execution of the code. Here, first of all, in place of num, you just assume the 4. So the 4 modulus of 2. Obviously, the answer is what? It's a 0. So simply it print that 4 is what? It's an even number because this condition is true. So the body of if is executed. Now no need to execute this else statement because the if condition is true. See, the else statement is executed whenever the if condition becomes false. Now just enter the another number. For example, I'm just entering the 5. And the 5 is what? It's an odd number. So here in place of num, you just assume 5. So the 5 modulus 2. Then definitely the answer is not 0. Right? So the body of if is not executed. Now the program jump to the else statement. That is line number 5. And here the body of else is executed. That is what? It's a print. In place of num, it's a 5. And then the string. That is, it's a odd number. Now the next program, that is to check the input character is uppercase or it's a lowercase. So here, first of all, user will enter the character and then your code is check whether that character is uppercase or lowercase. So the first statement I am writing, that is character. I am just take a one variable, that is character, and then input, that is enter any character. So here user will enter the character, and how the code will check? Simple, you have to write only the one condition, that is if, that is your variable character is greater than or equal to capital A, right? Because here we want to check whether the character is from capital A to capital Z. Yes, if it is inside that, then definitely that character is what? It's a uppercase. Otherwise, else it's a lowercase. So here just I'm writing this condition, and the second condition is that is character is less than or equal to Z. That is, I want to check that the character is between A to Z. So here I have to write one condition, that is definitely AND condition. That is a logical condition, if you remember. Then here I am just writing print. It's uppercase. Otherwise, I am just write the else condition. That is, it's what? It's a print is lowercase. Now let's see the execution of this code. Run. And here, for example, user has entered the B. Then yes, B is what? It's uppercase because it's a capital B. Now here, because it is inside this condition, inside this if condition. Now let's run and check. I just entered the small b. Then yes, it's what? It's a lowercase. I hope this code is clear. Now the next program is to check the grade of the student. That means if the student marks is between 80 to 90, then the grade is A. If the student marks is in between 60 to 80, then grade is B. And if the student marks is between 40 to 60, then grade is C. So first of all, I just take one variable, that is marks, and then it can be a float. So I'm just taking float and input, that is enter the marks. Now simply you have to write down the three if condition. The first condition, that is in between 80 to 90. So here simple 80 less than your marks and then less than 90. And if you want to include, that is 80, then less than or equal to, here also it's a less than or equal to. And then simple write print, that is grade is A. Now the next condition, that is if the marks is between what? It's a 60 to 80. So 60 less than or equal to marks less than or equal to 80. Here no need to include the 60, and you just include the 60 but no need to include the 80 because 80 already we have entered here. So you just write down less than 80. Then print, that is grade is B. Now the last condition, that is if the marks is between 40 to 60. So we have to include the 40 but no need to include 60. So 40 less than or equal to marks and only less than 60. And just print, that is grade is C. Now let's execute this code. Run test. The first mark I'm entering, that is what? Sorry, this file is what? It's a test1. So the run and then run, and here we have to select test1. So first we have to enter, that is I'm just entering the 85. Then here definitely the 85 is what? It's the grade A. Now again I'm just run this code. Then if I enter the 65, then the grade is what? It's a B. And if I enter the 45, So what will happen? One by one, if condition is checked. 45 is not in between 80 to 90. So this is false. It will check the next if condition. It is also not in between 60 to 80. So this condition is also false. Now the last condition. Yes, it is in between 40 to 60. So definitely the grade is what? It's a C. So I hope this code is clear. Thank you.